workers were coping, thousands of others seized the chance to loot.
A night illuminated by the flames of arsonists, punctured by the laughter of looters, shattered by the crying of their victims.
Thousands had taken to the streets in an orgy of looting and burning, which many of their neighbors. The cover of total darkness allowed the lowest abilities of previously peaceful people to surface.
You've got a serial killer running out there in some sand, and then you've got people running around the streets looting, and the neighborhood's literally burning. And it all came together in this feeling that the city was just out of control. And it kept getting worse and worse.
Shalom, 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 shalom. We back in the building. This is part 3. For YouTube, this will be part 2 since you didn't allow me to do my part 2 for whatever reason. Yeah. For whatever reason. We know what the reason is. But nonetheless, we back again with part 3 of Make Way for the Great King. Okay. Now, in this one, we are going to, we got to identify the poser, the stumbling block, the fraudulent one. Okay, we got to identify the fraudulent one, the one that's posing to be something that he is not, and have the whole world confused still to this day. Still to this day. Yes, that's including you, Israel, Hebrew camps out there teaching your doctrine. You're still confused. Okay. Shalom, peace. Now affiliated is all good. It's all good. Where you come from, King? Are you subscribed? Pastor Stephen Darby left the light codes. It's all good. Yeah, are you subscribed to this channel? I was led by the Spirit. All praise to the Most High Power. Peace Israel, peace Judah. Now we're going to get to the nitty gritty of this. Okay, this is what I walk in spirit only. I can only respect that, King. So we're gonna and make way for the King. Okay, we're gonna get to it. Now, what I'm gonna start in at, it's in this right here. That's where I'm gonna start. Right here. We gotta know who that is. All right. Christ ain't who the world told you that he is. Okay. And I'm here to bear witness of that. Bear witness of the first fruits. We gotta understand what that means. Okay. We gotta understand what that means. So I'm in here and the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, Volume 1, Apocalyptic Literature and Testaments. And I'm in the book of the Apocalypse of Elijah. Okay. And I'm going to start at chapter 1. Hold on. Salakia, hold on. I'll be right back. So here we go. The call of the prophet. chapter 1. The word of the Most High came to me, saying, Son of man, say to this people, why do you add sin to your sins and anger the Most High Power who created you? Don't love the world or things which are in the world, for the boasting of the world and its destruction belong to the devil. Deliverance from captivity is through the incarnate Son. Remember that the Lord of glory, who created everything, had mercy upon you, so that he might save us from the captivity of this age. Okay? Of this age. For many times, the devil desired not to let the sun rise. This sun is spelled like how you will find the sun spelled S-U-N. Now, common sense would tell you, well, the sun, it can't be talking about the sun that you see in the sky every day because it rises every day, right? So it can't be talking about the sun that you see. It's talking about the sun that you don't see. You understand? So let's go. Above the earth, not to let the earth yield fruit, since he desires to consume man like fire, which rages in stubble, and he desires to swallow them like water. Therefore, on account of this, the God of glory had mercy upon us, and he sent his Son to the world so that he might save us from the captivity. Now, this is the stumbling block. Okay? This is where you hear in the Bible about them messing with the times. This is the reason for them messing with the times. So you won't know that that sun has already came. Okay? That sun has already came. Like BC, right? Before Christ. He came before Christ. Watch. And he did not inform, pay attention. So why it's important to know that Michael is the Messiah. Okay? It's important to know that. Because you'll be forever duped on what they gave to you. He did not inform an angel or an archangel or any particular or Salakia or any principality when he was about to come to us, but he changed himself to be like a man when he was about to come to us so that he might save us from flesh. Therefore, become sons to him, since he is a father to you. Now, let's go to Isaiah 63. Before I go to Acts chapter 7, let me go to Isaiah 63. And then I'm going to give you the backstory of where this comes from. Okay? Of where this precept comes from. I'm going to start at verse 11. Isaiah 63, verse 11. Then he remembered the days of old. He remembered the days of old, Moshe and his people, saying, where is he that brought them out of the sea with the shepherd of his flock? Where is he that put his Holy Spirit within him, that he led them by the right hand of Moshe with his glorious arm, dividing the water before them, to make himself an everlasting name, that led them through the deep as an horse in the wilderness, that they should not stumble, As a beast gored down in the valley, the Spirit of the Most High caused him to rest. So didst thou lead thy people to make thyself a glorious name. Look down from heaven, and behold, from the habitation of thy holiness and of thy glory. Where is thy zeal and thy strength, the sounding of thy bowels, and of thy mercies toward me? Are they restrained? Doubtless thou art our father, though Abraham be ignorant of us, and Israel acknowledge us not. Thou, O Most High, art our Father, our Redeemer. Thy name is from everlasting. Right? Let's get the backstory to that. So I'm in the Legend of the Jews, Moshe in the wilderness. In the Legend of the Jews, Moshe in the wilderness. Okay? And we're going to go get it real quick. Hold on. Bear with me, Salakia. So the erection of the tabernacle commanded, right? Moshe in the wilderness, Legend of the Jews. Here we go. The erection of the sanctuary among Israel was begun in answer to a direct appeal from the people, who said to God, O maker of the world, the kings of the nations have palaces in which are set a table, candlesticks, and other royal insignia, that their king may be recognized as such. Shall not thou, too, our king, redeemer, and helper, employ royal insignia, that all the dwellers of the earth may recognize that thou art their king? And similar to, remember, on earth as it is in heaven, God and the Father, once again, are not the same thing. They work in unison, they work as one. Don't get me misconstrued. They work as one. But God, the Father, is not called God. He's too big for that. There is no title on the Father. That's all he is known as, because he is the creator, supreme creator of all that exists. Okay? Know the difference. God replied, my children, the kings of flesh and blood need all these things, but I do not. For I need neither food nor drink, nor is light necessary to me. As can well be seen by this, that my servants, the sun and the moon, illuminate all the world with the light they receive from me. Hence, ye need do none of these things for me. For without these signs of honor will I let all good things fall to your lot in recognition of merits of your fathers. But Israel answered, O maker of the world, we do not want to depend on our fathers. Here it goes. Doubtless thou art our father, though Abraham be ignorant of us, and Israel acknowledge us not. God hereupon said, if you now insist upon carrying out your wish, do so, but do it in the way I commanded you. It is customary in the world that whosoever has a little son cares for him, anoints him, washes him, feeds him, and carries him. But as soon as the son is come of age, y'all ready for this? But as soon as the son come of age, he provides for his father a beautiful dwelling, a table, and a candlestick. So long as you were young, did I provide for you, washed you, fed you with bread and meat, gave you water to drink, and bore you on eagle's wings. But now that you are come of age, I wish you to build a house for me. This is the erecting of the ark. The erection of the tabernacle. For he does not dwell in buildings and churches that are built by man's hands. Right? We're going to get to the identification of who he is, who he was in the flesh. Okay? Because you will catch the same words coming out of his mouth that he said in the flesh, that he is now saying in the heavens, in the spiritual world, where his true identity is. So, but now that you are come of age, I wish you to build a house for me. Set therein a table and a candlestick. Set therein a table and a candlestick. And make an altar of incense within it. Power then gave them detailed instruction for furnishing the tabernacle, saying to Moshe, tell Israel that I order them to build me a tabernacle, not because I lack a dwelling. For even before the world had been created, I had erected my temple in the heavens. But only as a token of my affection for you will I leave my heavenly temple and dwell among you. They, catch that. Only for you. Okay? Hey, you know, he did it before, y'all. He did it before. Okay? For you will I leave my heavenly temple and dwell among you. They shall make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Acts 7, precepting what I read in the Apocalypse of Elijah. Acts 7. And this is what it states. And I'm going to read 7 on down. And you understand who the high priest is. Then said the high priest, are these things so? And he said, men, brethren, and fathers, hearken. This is Joshua speaking, the high priest. Tells you that in Zechariah chapter 3. Got to remember what Joshua the high priest is. He's an Ephraimite who fathered the Ephraimites. Okay? Keep that in mind. Then said the high priest, are these things so? And he said, man, brethren, and fathers, hearken. The God of glory appeared unto our father Abraham when he was in Mesopotamia, before he dwelt in Charan. And he said unto him, get thee out of the country and from thy kindred, and come into the land which I shall show thee. Then came he, Slakia, out of the land of the Chaldeans, and dwelt in Charan. And from thence, when his father was dead, he removed him into this land wherein ye now dwell. And he gave him none inheritance in it. No, not so much as to set his foot on. Yet he promised that he would give it to him for a possession, and to his seed after him, when as yet he had no child. And power spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage and entreat them evil 400 years. And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, said power. And after that shall they come forth and serve me in this place. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision. And so Abraham begat Isaac and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat the 12 patriarchs. Here it is. And the patriarchs moved with envy, sold Joseph into Egypt, but God was with him. Now, let's go back to Elijah. This is the precept that the apocalypse Elijah gives you. Okay? Gotta be thorough with it. Catch it. Once again, I gotta reiterate what one of my beloved brethren shared on Facebook. Okay? A young TikToker, one of these spiritual TikTokers, calling whatever. But he was on point with this video he put out. Your higher self is nothing but a guardian angel that guides you through the trials and tribulations and your probation down here. So I reposted that same post that my brethren put, and I asked a question. If your higher self is considered an angel, an archangel, a spirit, whatever the case may be, why was Joseph always considered God that was with him? Meaning that was his guardian. Meaning that was his higher self. Okay? That was his higher self. That's what this Bible is trying to tell you. He even says, he says to the ones that's in jail when they asking him to interpret their dream. Matter of fact, he imposed on them. He came on them and said, hey, tell me your dream. And he said, am I not in the place of God? This is the same thing he told the brethren. Am I not in the place of God? Meaning he's a viceroy, right? He's a viceroy to the supreme being. So he is who you hear about, not that false idol that they give you in Revelations, that they give you in the New Testament. No, because the real Messiah that came, the way he was talking in Matthew and Luke, and if you understand, you hear how he was talking, he was never talking about himself. Whenever he was referring to the Son of Man, that was not speaking of himself. He referred to himself as the Son of God. So why would he, that you see, that's confusion. You see what the devil did? If he's saying he's the Son of God, why would he turn back around and say, well, when the Son of Man come and he'd be talking about himself? No. No. That's confusion. The Most High is not the author of confusion. Okay? He's just not. And so with that being said, you got to understand what's going on here. You got to know that the brethren are archangels. He didn't inform them. That's why they didn't know and didn't believe anything. They did a holy confusion in that timeline. Yes. Yes. Listen, family. This is why they didn't know about Joseph. This is why they didn't understand his dream even when he told them. We're on a higher level now of knowledge and understanding. This is the age of knowledge, right? So when he tells you the dream, when he told his brother in the dream that all of them would bow down to him, including the sun and the moon, that wasn't talking about when he was reigning in Egypt. He wasn't talking. That dream is the real world. Your dream is the spiritual realm, not the physical. This is the confusion of the Hebrew. Okay, this is the confusion of the Hebrews. And we got to get back to our power, to the Holy One, who is Joseph. You think I'm capping? Let me show you. Let's see who Jacob was waiting on. He didn't know when he was coming, but he was waiting on him, right? Because a promise, the promise that he knew was coming his way. This is what he wrestled. By the way, he wrestled the angel who was Michael. That's this chapter right here. Back in the Legend of the Jews from the creation, I advise everybody to get a hold of this book. This is dealing with nothing but the Torah. Okay? Right here in this chapter, it's talking about him wrestling the archangel Michael, meaning he was wrestling his higher self. This is what we are doing right now. Our higher selves is wrestling our lower selves, which is the flesh. We all consider demons at the end of the day. This flesh is not of the Most High. It's vanity. Okay, spoken of in Ecclesiastes. It's vanity. It's iniquity. You're in sin. That's why he says, don't anger the Most High by putting sin on top of sin. You're already in sin. Don't sin even more on top of what you already. Come on. You see? So that's why he called the prophet that the prophet that teaches lies. He called him the false prophet, the prophet at the end, the one who came saying that he didn't sin. You know, people say Jesus didn't sin. That's a lie. That was a lie. Now let's go. Let's go to it. I don't know why I didn't put a stamp on this. Okay. I'm going to come with all the receipts, y'all. And just know I did my studies, man. I'm not crazy that's the number one thing I fear is sending individuals off. Sending individuals off, man. That's all praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. Hey, my brother, if you understand how hard this is for people to see, my bro, beloved brethren, for who the King of Kings truly is, because he showed it. He showed it in the flesh. But the reason why he didn't permit it to be seen in the flesh is because that's not what he represents. He wanted people to really see him for who he really is, which is the Almighty. But in the flesh, he came and laid down all the commandments. In the flesh, he came and he laid down all the commandments. He performed them for us to follow. I'm gonna have a hard time finding. I always got a hard time finding this one. But I'm gonna find it, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. I already passed it. On his back, son. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Salakia. Always a problem finding this one. Let's go. Meeting. Come on, man. Let me get it. I gotta find this one. I gotta get it. They gotta give it to me. Gotta give it to me. Understand what I'm finding it right now. Like, this is crazy. Here we go. Jacob flees before Laban. This is the chapter. And it reads this. Jacob had only been waiting. Right? For Joseph to be born, to begin preparations for his journey home. The Holy Spirit had revealed to him that the house of Joseph, just replace Joseph and put Israel. The house of Israel. Because there was no Israel here. You get it? So it's saying the house of Joseph, meaning the house of Israel, would work the destruction of the house of Esau. And therefore, Jacob exclaimed at the birth of Joseph, now I need not fear Esau or his legions. You see? He was waiting. He didn't know who was going to come, as just like us right now, right? We don't know exactly when it's coming, but we're waiting, right? And I can tell you right now, it's already here. It's already in the ether. His presence is here. That's why the world is in chaos. That's why evil is that's how evil gets all the workers of iniquity and evil doing they don't know how to act right now. They on retard mode. Okay? They don't know how to act right now. Because his presence is here. It's here. So the evildoers, their insides are disturbed. Their spirit is trying to get loose. It's trying to flee. But they can't. They can't go nowhere. They did too much. Too much damage. You see what I'm saying? So Jacob was waiting on Joseph. And when it says the house of Joseph, this is where they flip the script, okay, and flip the story on us, telling you yep. They all telling you that, you get the church of, when you hear the church of Christ or the body of Christ, that's Joseph. That's the house. We all put on that body. Okay? We all put on his name. The Holy One of Israel. We all put that on. He was the viceroy for the Supreme Father. Therefore, we are the viceroy for him. We are the viceroy for the Almighty, for the one who became a father, for the one to where that precept is talking about. Doubtless thou art our father. Because what did he do when he was here? Since the foundation. What did he do? Let's go to it, man. Let's go to it. And then I'm going to bust it wide open. In here, where it's speaking nothing of his accolades. Okay? It reads like a dictionary, but it gives you the precepts to what it's pointing out. Okay? You're going to bust it wide open with that. No more confusion. No more that stumbling block that he speak of. You got to identify the stumbling block that he speaks of. That's another thing. Because once you do that, you find out how great he made you. Being the body of Joseph, you are a Messiah. Understand that. Being the body of the government, you are a Messiah. Not just to these lands and on the soil, but to the entire world. Okay? So let's go. Let's go to Genesis, where they give you a little bit of his story. Okay? A little bit. If you have time, it's all good. If you have time, family, if you could catch part 2, which would be part 1 on my page, it'll clarify. But I wouldn't mind going on over certain things as well, because I got to prove, you know what I'm saying, all the receipts. Savior of man, yes. Let's go. Genesis 45. Okay, and this is the reason why he is known as the Redeemer of the world, Savior of the world, because once you understand that the foundation makes up for the entire world, meaning the brethren, is the nations. Okay, the brethren are the nations. The house of Jacob are the nations, and the house of Israel consists of Ephraim and Manasseh, the sons of Joseph. Okay? Can prove that as well. So here it is, verse 4, Genesis 45, verse 4. And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And I'm going to go into the legend of the Jews, into Joseph's story, and I'm going to go to the real breakdown of what he really said, what they took out of the Bible. Okay? So they can fit the narrative of the story of Jesus Christ. Now, Pete. And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near. And he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now, therefore, be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that ye sold me here. For power did send me before you to preserve life. To preserve life. Okay? That right there tells you all you need to know. I don't understand, honestly, how this was ever downplayed. I don't understand how I didn't see this a long time ago. But it was all part of the plan of the Most High. Okay? I'm going to check that out. Genesis 42 and 6. I'm going to check that out, family. For these 2 years hath the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years, in which there shall neither be earing nor harvest. And power sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. Now let's break this down, right? Earing nor harvest. Now, what do you hear all throughout scriptures? Is the harvesting, tearing the wheats, separating the wheats from the tares. You got to do the alignment. You got to see how it matches, right? It's nothing but a big puzzle that you're putting together, right? What he reveals, God reveals, right? So the whole earing and harvesting, guess who taught the Egyptians how to do that? It's in his story. Joseph. He is the one that do the weeding out the tares, keeping the wheat, putting the bad over here and the good over there. That's him. Everything is in similitude of the word, right? Oh, he said read it now. It's going to blow 42:6. Let me get that. Yes, sir. Oh, you didn't. Hey, you didn't delivered it up right here. Let me tell you. Get ready for this mind blowing right here, family. And Joseph was the governor over the land, and it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed themselves before him with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan, to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. So, bam, pause right there, right? You know what precept with the New Testament? Let's go to it, King. Thank you for going. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. This is more proof, right? So let's go to John in your New Testament. Let's go to John. Where did they get this from? Where did they get this from? You see what I'm saying? You got to watch who they cooked up. They cooked up this Messiah. When the Messiah already came, the Messiah is Joshua the son of Nun. He was a Messiah. Okay? He put Israel in the land. John chapter 1. Watch this, King. Let's go. I'm going to start at verse 9. That was the true light which lighted every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. You see? You see? You see that? He came unto his own. And he said, and Joseph was the governor. Yup. Yeah, family. You see? You see that? You see that where they get this in John? Now you see who it's pertaining to in the Old Testament. You see how God already came in the flesh. He said, I came to preserve life. That's not, he goes to tell you in Deuteronomy, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High. That's what he meant by preserving their life. He had to teach them the ways of righteousness. Why? They killed him, man. That's what the Bible don't tell you as well. And he resurrected. They killed him. They threw him down the pit, and the story just didn't end there, according to other sources, according to other books that they trying to keep away from you. So we can still say in our ignorance, oh, that never happened. But this is why he says, seek out all things. Find them. Find me. Find out that I really came here for you. Find out. Find out everything I did for you, that the world, that Satan, the adversary, gives to his Messiah, to who he put before you to mock me. And by mocking me, he's mocking you. Because we're the body. So you already got Genesis 42, 6 on down, and then go to St. John, John chapter 1. John chapter 1, verse 9 through verse 11. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. God, who's the world? Like I just said, that's why they keep you with their doctrine. When man-made doctrine keep you in the dark of who the world consists of. The world consists of the brethren. The brethren are the nations. That seed line, their generation, okay? They the one that inherited the other continents over there on the other side of the world. The brethren inherited that. They inherited. That's why you get it was coming out above the surface. This is what the Most High is allowing to come up to the surface. Why are you hearing about now the black nobility? Shout out to Camaro. You hearing about the Jacobites that was running England, Europe, all of Africa, the black nobility, the Jacobites that got ran out of their land and came over here. What is here? What is America, y'all? Huh? What is here? This will be the lands of Joseph. This is why they hide and tell you a lie that Egypt is over there, but they know damn well Egypt was here. Right here in Arizona, in the Grand Canyon. They hide the artifacts. Or they just tell you these are in some places you can't get into. This is why. So they can conceal the fact that these are the lands of Joseph. And in return, you find out that you are a son of the Most High, who they call in the Bible Jehovah. His name got changed to Jehoshaphat. Okay? You find out that these are his lands because he was governor over all land of Egypt, but he was the king of the world. So let me precept on what I was saying with the talk of the brethren, saying that he came to preserve life. Verse 7, chapter 45. in Genesis. And power sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance that has nothing to do with the flesh. If we know anything about the Most High, God, whoever you think he is, we all have the common understanding, okay, that we can all agree upon, that the Most High deals nothing but with the spirit. He is all about spirit, not flesh. He gave that to Satan. Okay? He gave that to man. So when he says to save your lives by a great deliverance, verse 8. So now it was not you that sent me here, but power. And he had made me a father to Pharaoh, and Lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. So, what does that mean? A father to Pharaoh? Doubtless thou art our father, though Abraham be ignorant of us, and Israel acknowledge us not. You see that? Your body is considered Egypt, bondage. Know who you are. This is considered Egypt. Your body, this flesh, your garment. Okay, it's considered Egypt. Jamaicans know Elijah. Jehoshaphat, Jehovah. Can't you see that the Father went through the same shit we go through? How many times did they change his name? Including Jesus, including putting on Jesus Christ. How many times did they change his name? How many times did they change our name? Huh? How many times did they change our names? Who do you relate to? Do you relate to the real, or do you relate to a made-up story that the Europeans gave you? The Old Testament, Torah, does not stem from Europeans. Guess where they originate from? These lands. These lands. So, when he's telling the brethren, you know what? Let me continue. Verse 9. Haste ye and go up to my father and say unto him, listen to how he says this. This is another giveaway. No other prophet spoke like this, right? If he was just like every other prophet. Did you ever hear any other prophet speak like this? Thus says thy son. Thus says the Most High. Thus says the Lord. Thus says God. Thus says thy son. You tell me in the Bible where a prophet talked like this. You see? You find in the Bible where a prophet spoke like this. Thus says thy son Joseph. Thus says the Almighty. Did you see? Babylon, confusion. Thus says thy son Joseph, power had made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not, and thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen. See, this is where you get in Acts 7, chapter 2. Acts chapter 7, verse 2. What was the promise God made to Abraham? That your seed will be a stranger in a land. In this land, he made him come down. Abraham didn't have a seed. He didn't have a child yet. So it wasn't pertaining to Isaac. It was pertaining to Jacob. You get it? Now you see who's talking. And then he came in the flesh and dwelled with. He was in the punish. He was in the slave. Come on, man. Come on, man. What other God will come down and dwell with his people and suffer with his people? Matter of fact, he did more for that. He did more than that. He suffered by the hands of his own brethren and turned around and did what? No human being can conquer such a feat. Nobody can sit up here and say, yeah, I would have forgave them, even though they killed me and then they sold me. No, nobody can say that, man. Nobody can say that. He turned around and showed them mercy and then blessed them beyond comprehension. That's an act of God. Nobody in the Bible has that, can have that claim. Understand the mercy he showed to the foundation of the world. The patriarchs, your fathers, Judah, Levi, Benjamin. I wouldn't count. He didn't count Benjamin. Benjamin wasn't part of that, but still one of the same. Simeon, Zebulun, Naphtali, Asher, Dan, Issachar. All of them was there. He showed mercy unto all of them. And then some. Holy grounds we walking on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they know it too, family. They know it too. They know it. So, and then look at this. This is what else he finished in verse 10. He finished up and say, and thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me. Listen how he's talking. Thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children, and thy children's children, and thy flocks, and thy herds, and all that thou hast. Thou shalt be near unto me, and thy children, and thy children's children. Who is he speaking like? We got to catch on, man. We got, for those who have eyes, let them see. And for them who have ears, let them hear. You are witnessing the Almighty in the flesh speak. How can he make such a promise and a claim? For no man knows what comes after death. But he knew. That's why he made the promise. And bring your children and your children's children and your children. They will be near unto me. I will be dwelling with them. Meaning, I won't be dwelling with them in the physical. Come on now. But I will be unto them a power, a God. You see? And there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou in thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. So let's go. Let's bring out. Let's bring out. Don't laugh at me. Once again, let's bring it out, right? I already brung out in the one I did yesterday that YouTube did not allow me to broadcast. I brung out already how he laid down the commands. How he laid down the commandments. Joseph magnanimity. Magnanimity. Meaning his you know what? You know what? Let's go. We're going to type it in.
Magnanimity.
You see that? The fact or condition of being generosity, magnanimous generosity, benevolency, charity. Okay? Generosity. So let's go. The brethren inferred from these words, inferred from these words of gratitude which Joseph but uttered in compliance with the injunctions of the law, that he cherished the recollection of the evil they had done him, and they feared that now their father was dead, their brother would requite them in accordance with their deeds. They observed, moreover, that since their father was no more, Joseph had given up the habit of entertaining them at his table, and they interpreted this as a sign, or interpreted this as a sign of his hatred of them. In reality, it was due to Joseph's respect and esteem for his brethren. Once again, look what they did by dishonoring him, but what did he show in return? It's in the acts, y'all. His identity in the acts. They observed, moreover. Let me. So it says, Joseph respect and esteem for his brethren. So long as my father was alive, Joseph said to himself, he bade me to sit at the hand of the table. Though Judah is king and Reuben is the firstborn, it was my father's wish and I complied with it. Now, why did he have Joseph sit at the head of the table? Remember what I just read out of the other legends of the Jews, out of Jacob, from the creation to Jacob, how he was waiting on Joseph. He was waiting on Joseph for what? Why was he waiting on him? Right? It was my father's wish. Hold on. Shalaki, hold on. Slakia. He says, but now it is not seemly that I should have the first seat in their presence, and yet being ruler of Egypt. You see, look at the world today. That's why nobody considers him. You get it? Look at it right now, man. Look what it's saying. What he's saying, y'all. Relate this to right now. But now it is not seemly that I should have the first seat in their presence, and yet being ruler of Egypt, I cannot yield my place to any other. He thought it best therefore not to have the company of his brethren at his meals. But they, not fathoming his motives, sent Belha to him with the dying message of their father, that he was to forgive the transgressions and the sin of his brethren. For the sake of the ways of peace, they had invented the message. They had invented the message. They had invented the message. All right? Catch on. They invented the message. Jacob had said nothing like it. Joseph, on his part, realized that his brethren spoke thus only because they feared he might do harm unto them, and he wept that they should put so little trust in his affection. When they appeared and fell down before his face and said, thou didst desire to make one of us a slave unto thyself. Behold, we are already to be thy servants. So, once again, let me reiterate something right here. What's happening in the spiritual realm when he says, Jacob, my servant? Now you know who's speaking. They knew who they had to serve. This is what the dream really consisted of. That's why they got upset in the first place. Because where did that spirit come from that took a hold of the brethren? Who was already dwelling here on earth? Think about it. That same old spirit. That same old spirit that was talking in the heavens that did not like that he would have to be in servitude of the Almighty, of the one and true only begotten Son. So he had to pretend as if he was him. Therefore, you get your Jesus Christ. Because he always knew that this story never pertained to him. He did not get this calling. So that same envy and jealousy registered in the brethren. You get it? Behold, Mommy shaking this whole time. Behold, we are all ready to be thy servant. He spoke to them gently and tried to convince them that he harbored no evil design against them. He said, be not afraid. I will do you no harm, for I fear power. And if ye think I fail to have you sit at my table because of enmity toward you, power knows the intentions of my heart. He knows that I acted thus out of consideration for the respect I owe to you. Furthermore, he said, ye are like unto the dust of the earth, the sand of the seashore, and the stars in the heavens. Can I do aught to put these out of the world? This is how the conversation really went, what they took out of the Bible. There it is, family. You got it, my guy. They invented the creator. They invented that Messiah. Yes, the offspring of Jacob, the offspring of the patriarchs of the forefathers, their children, they invented the false Messiah. That's what we're trying to tell the world. We got it. What did Revelation say? Come up out of her, my people. Come up out of her. Okay? This is what he said. This is what they took out of the Bible. Watch this. He says, can I do aught to put these out of the world? 10 stars could affect nothing against one star. Talking about himself. 10 stars. That was the brethren. This is before Benjamin was born, right? So 10 stars couldn't do nothing to one star. Do you believe that I have the power of acting contrary to the laws of nature? The Holy One the true Son can only abide by the powers of the Supreme Being, of the Supreme Father. That's why he's acting as the viceroy. So he's asking them this question. Do you think I have in me to do evil? To do contrary to the cosmic laws, to the holy order? You see? Because this is what we truly go by. We don't go by the laws of this fake fraudulent system in this fugazi government. We go by the cosmic laws, and these dumbasses know that they must go by the same thing as well. They're not over American. The American government is not over the cosmic order. All right. Do you believe that I have the power of acting contrary to the laws of nature, to the laws of mother? That's who laws that us true men abide by. We abide by the laws of our mother, the Holy Spirit. Oh, they ain't gonna like that. Yeah, them Hebrew camps ain't gonna like that one. Yeah, they ain't gonna like that one. They ain't gonna like that you gotta abide by the laws of nature. Nature is mother. Okay? Is in similitude with mother. Who we are, family? We are the children of, now not all of us, I say, but we are, if you are considered an Israelite, most of us are Ephraim and Manasseh, not Judah. If your ancestors is from this soil, you are an Ephraimite or you are Manasseh. Period, point blank. The Jacobites, Judah is still over there. Now, is Judah over here? Yes, because they intermingled. They mixed with us. They the one that came over here causing all that chaos. That's what the Bible is speaking of. So watch this. He says, look, watch how he break this down, King. 12 hours had the day, 12 hours the night, 12 months the year, 12 constellations are in the heavens. And also there are 12 tribes. You are the trunk and I am the head. Now, peep how he said already right here, there are 12 tribes, knowing that he's only talking to what? You see, he's only talking to 10 right here. So who do he already consider? His two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Benjamin, the viceroy. Because he wasn't talking. This didn't pertain to Benjamin. Benjamin wasn't there. So he says, constellations are in the heavens. And also there are 12 tribes. You are the trunk and I am the head. Of what use the head without the trunk? This is what made him the great king. Because he did not put himself over the brethren. Even though he had a higher calling, he is the Holy One, he still acted humble towards his older brethren. This is what make a great king. You see? You see? He says, it is to my own good that I should treat you with fraternal affection. Before your advent, I was looked upon as a slave in this country, and proved me a man of noble birth. You see? So we is looked at, that's how you can identify who you relate to. We is looked at as what? The slaves. Africa, Judah. Joseph here. America. The eagle. Who governs? That's why they doing it. They doing it in wickedness though. What does America do? Police all the other continents. Police all the other states. So through their wickedness, what are they showing you on a greater scale? What they showing you? They showing you that Satan mocks. So if you flip it in righteousness terms, right? Because Satan don't create anything. He don't create anything. He's not an inventor. He just inhabit the bad side of things. That's his lot. His lot is evil. He didn't create evil. The Most High already told you in Isaiah 45. I create good and I create evil. He's not of evil, but he created it for his purpose. I experienced in my life, yep, UBTV News, that's my guy. Yeah, he'll tell you. Yeah, that man do diligent work. Yeah. So that's what he said. That was the real sayings of Genesis 45 when he called the brethren over and they was afraid. They was afraid because that guilt was on them because they knew what they really did. They couldn't believe that he was alive. Tells you all you need to know. And once you find out that what they did, their seed was going to do, that was the curse, the sins of the fathers, right? So the curse was that their seed was going to perform the same thing yet again unto his seed, unto Joseph's seed. So what happened? This is why they changed the faces and made you think that it was white people. They changed the faces. Job 9:24. Made you believe that it was white people. No, it wasn't even enough white people. So how is it possible that white people conquered the aboriginals of this land? Make that make sense. They didn't even know how to get here. Make that make sense. You see? That's why they changed Christopher Columbus and told you that he was white and gave you the name Christopher Columbus when none of that shit was true. Do it for you. Do your research. Do your homework, man. Do your homework. The truth is out. The cat's out the bag. It's all out there. Those were Jacobites. Check out Camaro's work. Check out Dan Calloway. Check out, I mean, it's numerous of YouTubers right now that's putting in this work, that's proven about telling you about the black nobility. So matter of fact, thank you, King. Thank you. It's all good. Thank you, brother. Because let's go back to Genesis 42. Thank you. Let's go back to Genesis 42, right? Genesis 42, and let's go. 42:1. Now, when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, why do you look one upon another? And he said, behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down there and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob, sent not with his brethren, for he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him. You see, it was already in Jacob that he knew what really happened, right? He couldn't trust his brethren no more. He couldn't trust his sons no more, which is the brethren. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the governor over all the land, right? And this is what we went over. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed themselves to the face of the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spoke roughly unto them. And he said unto them, whence come ye? And they said, from the land of Canaan, to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them. You see, remember, dreams are reality. Dreams are reality. Okay? Dreams are visions. So what did Joseph see? He saw what happened on these soils, right? He saw what their offspring was going to do in his dream. So this is why he spoke to them like this. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and he said unto them, ye are spies. Because this is what the black nobility, the Jacobites, was doing. They were spying out the land. That's what Christopher Columbus was doing. All right. To see the nakedness of the land, ye are come. And they said unto him, nah, my Lord, but to buy food for thy servants. But to buy food are thy servants come. We are all one man's son. We are true men. Thy servants are no spies. And he said unto them, nay, nah, but to see the nakedness of the land, ye are come. And they said, thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan, and behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. You see? There you have it. There you have it. So he saw, because why would he accuse them of that? He would be breaking his own commandment. And here it tells you that he followed all the commandments. He did no false accusation on his brethren. Even though he could have told what they really did to him, he still said nothing of the sort. So if he didn't tell what really happened to him, to any other nation, of what the brethren did, why would he accuse them of something false? Because he wasn't talking to them, he was talking about their offspring. He saw everything. Why they made the little movie about him talking about Joseph, the king of dreams, meaning the king of reality, the king of the real world. Make way for the king. Make way for the king. Hold on. So like, and so I'm gonna dabble in here a little bit, right? I'm gonna get to it today. So I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it read like a dictionary. So I'm gonna just go through titles, because this is how it reads. Joseph observed the Sabbath in Egypt. So what did this precept? The Son of Man is Lord even on the Sabbath day, or Lord over the Sabbath day. That's what your Jesus told you in Matthew. Wasn't talking about himself. Let's go. Let's go. What's another one? You got Joseph performed miracles. You got Joseph, the trees and stones bowed down before the tree and stone marked with the name of. So the trees and the stones bowed down before him. Once again, this is talking about who? The house of Jacob. Right? They bowed down before him. Even the heavens. Before the one with the ineffable name. With the name of. He's the Holy One. So they bowed down to him. Right? This is going back to his dream. Joseph, a ruler of the world. Joseph, the magic cup and astrolabe of. That's in his story too, in the Legend of the Jews. When I went over this so many times. Benjamin saw. Now, mind you, Benjamin never knew who. He knew who he was, but he never seen him. Right? So how did he recognize him when Joseph gave him the astrolabe after he asked him or said to him, I heard you Hebrews got a lot of wisdom, but what do you guys know about this? And he was toying around with a tool that was an astrolabe. Now you can look this up on Google, and Google will tell you what an astrolabe is. An astrolabe is a celestial instrument. A celestial tool is what Google will call for the definition of an astrolabe. Okay? He gave it to Benjamin. And once he gave the astrolabe to Benjamin, Benjamin put it in front of Joseph. And when he saw Joseph through the astrolabe, he saw his true identity. it said he saw the king sitting on the celestial throne. So he identified with who he already knew in spirit. He saw his creator. He saw Jehoshaphat. So that's what this is saying right here. Okay. Joseph compared to a bull. Joseph compared to a flame. Joseph compared to a fish. Now, let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 10 and 17. And it's going to sound very familiar. It's going to sound very familiar. And the light of Israel should be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame. Okay? And it shall burn and devour his thorns and his barriers in one day. So, with that, you go to what did that sound familiar with? Obadiah, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, right? Jacob, Israel, Israel, Jacob. And the house of Joseph, a flame. You see where in the Holy One, in its Holy One, the house of Joseph, a flame. And his Holy One for a flame. The house of Joseph, a flame. And his Holy One, a flame. The house of Joseph, a flame. Because Joseph is consistent and considered of the body. You're the house of Joseph. You are considered the flame, the Holy One, as a body. We are the representation of. That's why you know who that title pertains to. The former and the latter. I am Alpha and Omega. I am the beginning and the end. Right? Joseph possessed the heavenly rod. Joseph fulfilled the 10 commandments. Joseph believed in resurrection. Joseph and his brethren, prophetic powers. Prophetic powers. Says Joseph, Messiah, the son of, meaning Joseph saying Joseph is the father of the Messiah. You see? So when you hear Joshua speaking, as for me and my house, we will serve my daddy. Astrolabe, 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 ASTROLABE. Labe. Astrolabe. It's a celestial tool, and only Joseph had it in his possession. What makes you think is, well, how did he get that? Pharaoh didn't get that to him. How did he get that in the first place? Because who he is. That's why they kept that out of the Bible. They had to fix, they had to conjure. Who did the Bible come from? King James. King James was a black man. King James was a Jacobite. He was a Jacobite. Okay? So things that the abominable church, yes, Judah kicked off the Catholic Church, that the abominable church has in store, has our records of our power, of our Redeemer in the Vatican. Okay? This is what they took out of the Bible in order to give you that false Messiah. Which, matter of fact, that's what I meant to precept with when I read that. So let's go back into the book of Isaiah, right? So Isaiah 9 and 15 tell you what? Isaiah 9 and 15 tell you. I'm going to start at 14. Therefore, the Maker will cut off from Israel head and tail, branch and rush in one day. The ancient and the honorable. What did he tell them? I am the head. The ancient and the honorable. He is the head. Back in Joseph's time, that was considered ancient. Ancient Egypt. Okay. That was the foundation of the world. The brethren, the 12, right? The ancient and the honorable, he is the head. And the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. You see? Precept, and with that, Isaiah 10:17, precept Obadiah, verse 18. And where it says Joseph for a flame, in Isaiah 10 and 17, it tells you the Holy One, a flame. So they just replaced the Holy One with Joseph. So they just told you who the Holy One is. They told you who Jacob is. Jacob is Israel. But then there's still the house of Jacob, which consists of the brethren. You see? That consists of the brethren. But Israel is Jacob. That's where the confusion come in at. When you see Jacob, when he blessed Ephraim and said Ephraim will be great, is because he reincarnated back into Joshua. He came back as the Messiah. Okay? That's how we do in our custom. So when he blessed him, that was the blessing. So in reverse, right? How Joseph was Jacob's son. In reality, Jacob is Joseph's son. Because in reality, that's Michael, the Messiah. And that's why I just told you in here, okay? I just told you, Joseph, Messiah, the son of, saying the Messiah is the son of Joseph. You see? I know y'all can't see it. I'm gonna do my best. But you see where my finger is under? Right there, it says it. Right there. Joseph, Messiah, the son of. And then it gives you volume 2. Right? Right there. Well, I could put it up on the screen like that. Would. They try not to give me this right here. You understand? They try not to give me these books. I got it off, family. Let me tell you, man. I got it off eBay. Yeah, they tried. We ordered it. My wife purchased it. She bought it, paid for it, and everything. And they gonna send in the mail talking about we can't get his book to you. It's not available. How is it not available? But we purchased it online. There was this book, and it was this book. This book got just as much as juice on Joseph, telling you who he really is, right here. Because it tells you the real reason why. It tells you the real reason why Moshe took the bones of Joseph. It tells you the real reason in here. Okay? And you're going to get the understanding of the lamb. So this is what it reads. I got to get it for you in here, bro. I got to do it. What that was saying. All right here gives it another one, right? God counts himself among the pious. Meaning, what? Why would it say God counts himself among the pious? Because he came in the flesh among the pious, among the brethren. Here we go. Moshe took Joseph's bones and wrapped them up in a sheepskin, upon which the name of God was written. The dead bones in the skin then came to life again, and assuming the form of a sheep, it followed the camp of Israel during the wanderings through the wilderness. As to Joseph's virtues enumerated in the text. You see? Right. There we go. There we go. There we go. In the original, the ancient Greeks and Romans, and that's our brethren that consist of the world. That he's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. The brethren are considered kings and lords. Get it? He's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He's the only one that came down here and did it righteously. In Jubilees, it tells you that when he came here, there was no Satan or no evil spirit. When he was ruling over Egypt, when he was ruling. Now, when he came, of course, there was Satan, because his brethren, they wouldn't have did what they did to him if it wasn't no Satan, no evil spirit. But when he was reigning in Egypt, there was no evil. There was no Satan to speak of. In other words, he made Satan his bitch. You get it? So, there you have it. Might be a part 4. Who knows? Who knows? But I will continue on the accolades of Joseph from that volume. I told him, love, he asked how I get this, where I get these, this book right here. I told him the struggle. Volume 7, this pink one, and this one right here. How they tried to, on eBay, they tried to like say that, yeah, we purchased it, but y'all can't get it. Yeah, y'all purchased it, but you can't get it. I don't mean just because you paid for it, I don't mean you can get it. Like you ugly. Yeah. All right. Now we see why. Okay, because all the accolades they gave to that false Messiah, right, that the world knows is Jesus the Savior, and they give him the titles that belong to Joseph. That's what this is about. This is the only reason why I am here, is to tell the world, give those accolades from that idol back to the real. Because when you do that, you're uplifting yourself. I told you. Joshua wasn't the only Messiah. He put his spirit within all his children. All of Ephraim and all of Manasseh. All the sons of Zion, which will be Asenath, that's up next. Asenath is considered the house and the place of refuge. That's what her name got changed to before she married Joseph. So we are the sons of Zion. We are the sons of Asenath, the pious woman. That's up next. We got to uplift mama too. If it wasn't for mom, we would have been through. Yeah, we would have been through if it wasn't for mama. So that being said, I hope this lesson is edifying. This is Brother Nehemiah, Chief Bey, coming at you with another, what can I call this? Just another plea. Trying to get my people back to where we need to be. Okay? Out of falsehood and back into truthhood. Out of falsehood and back into truthhood. All right. Thank you, beloved brethren. It's all good. Thank you. Thank you for participating in this, man. I appreciate it. I don't look at me as being a teacher. I look at me as trying to find the parts of the body. my brother and my sister. I'm just looking for my people to communicate with. And so we can get up out of this thing. All praises to the true, holy, the Holy One of Israel, the mighty one of Jacob, Jehoshaphat. Okay, who the Bible tell you is just Joseph, and call him Jehovah. All praises go to the Supreme Father, the one who gave us our beloved Jehoshaphat. All honor and glory goes to wisdom, our beloved mother, the Holy Torah, who we protect and hold dear and near to our souls, and the one who stands for the people, Michael, the great prince. Shalom. Shalom. Love and peace. Shalom.
You ever read